Rich Hopkins. Rich Hopkins. It's gotta be the shoes. It's gotta be the shoes. Rich Hopkins.
How do you define courage? Is it the absence of fear, or is it the ability to act despite it? I want you to meet Willie Winkle Williams. He lived all of his adult life in a basement apartment in a brownstone building on Main Street in the small city of Bigville in Ponkatawney County, Tennessee. Now, Willie was afraid of everything. Every squeak, every creak, every sudden appearance of a shadow. He didn't go out. He didn't do anything. He ordered everything, from his groceries to his boxer shorts to his Old Spice soap on a rope, from introvert.com. Only once a day at precisely 3:33 p.m. would he venture out to take a walk around his block. When he'd step out of that front door of his building, he'd always hear, "Hi, Willie!" And he knew it was Sally, a little girl who'd just moved in a few months ago across the street. But he could never look up. Just look down at his shoes. Take his walk around the block. Now the day came that he looked down at his shoes and his toes were looking right back up at him. He'd worn them clean through, and he knew it was time to order some more. So he headed over to his computer and started to search. And an ad seemed to call to him from the intrawebs. It was Dr. Lightfoot Super Deluxe Triple Tread athletic shoes. Shoes that'll make you fly. And he knew he had to have them. So he hit that order button. And 4 to 6 weeks later, a box appeared at his door. And the contents inside seemed to glow. Carefully opened it up, pulled out the most beautiful pair of tennis shoes he had ever seen. He could hardly wait till 3:33 p.m. He headed out, again walking out the front door of his building. "Hey, Willie!" Still, he couldn't look up. He just started to take his walk. But this day, suddenly he got hit, and a man was running past him, and he heard from behind shouts, "Stop that man! Stop that man! He's got my purse!" And before Willie knew what was going on, the shoes seemed to move for him, and he started chasing after him. And he tackled the man, held him there until the policeman came. The policeman asked him, "How ever did you do this?" And all Willie could do was look down. "I don't know. It's got to be the shoes." Every day thereafter, his walks around the block became more of an adventure. He started pushing senior citizens out of the way of speeding cars, catching falling pianos before they collapsed on the public below, and yes, naturally, saving cats from the tallest tree limbs in town. Every time they'd ask him, "How did you do it?" he'd just look down. "I don't know. It's got to be the shoes." One fateful morning, he woke up to screams and sirens, and he dashed out of his building and looked up, and there was Sally screaming in terror, her building in flames. He ran across, knocking firemen out of the way, going up the stairs, crashing through the apartment door, grabbed Sally and jumped out the window. Luckily, to the waiting arms of the firemen below. While still holding Sally, the fire chief said, "How did you do it?" He looked down and just said, I don't know. It's got to be the... But of course, his feet were bare. He'd been so panicked, he left them at home. And everyone from that day forward knew in the small city of Bigville in Pocatawny County, Tennessee, that courage did not come from the supposedly superpowered soles of his shoes, but from the superiority and strength of the soul of the man who wore them.